Very good morning, everyone. On behalf of MVM Parivar, I heartily welcomes you all into the BCA semester 2. You have already given the exam of BCA semester 1. In this online session, this is the first lecture, so I would like to start with the introduction about subject and introduction about the syllabus. So let us begin with the introduction about syllabus. In this semester, you are dealing with 4 subjects. The first subject is CS07, that is data structure using C language. The second subject is CS08, web programming. The third subject is CS09, that is COA. The full form of COA is computer organization and architecture. And the fourth subject is related with the mathematics and statistical foundation of computer science. There are 2 practicals you need to perform based on CS07 and CS08. CS07 means data structure and CS08 is related with the PHP. So our subject is related with the theoretical aspect. So let us begin with the syllabus detail. Our syllabus is divided into 5 units and each unit contains the weightage of 20 marks. So all the unit contains equal weightage, that is of 20 mark. Now see, the name of our subject is computer organization and architecture. So what is the objective? The first question may raise in your mind that why we need to learn this subject, right? So there is an objective to learn how hardware of computer system works. So how internal system works, that we need to learn. So this subject is related with the hardware portion of your computer. In this particular subject, we are having 5 unit, and first unit is called digital logical circuit, which contains topics like logical gates. Logical gate includes AND or AND not, which is considered as a basic gate, NAND and NOR. These both gates are referred as a universal gate, XOR and XNOR. These 2 gates are related with the exclusive gate. So logic gate is divided into 3 portions: basic logic gate, universal gate and exclusive gate. Next topic is called Boolean algebra. In this we learn that what is Boolean algebra, what are the definitions of Boolean variables, what is the use of Boolean function. Inside Boolean algebra, we will also understand truth table, different types of postulates. We will understand the theorem based on the postulates. We are going to solve different Boolean functions using postulate, and we will draw the logical diagram based on the simplified functions. There are the method which is called K-map method, Karnaugh map method. We can solve our Boolean functions using this method, and we can also use don't care condition. Later on we will discuss this in detail, but right now I am going to speak only the name of topic. Next is called sequential and combinational circuit. So there are 2 types of circuit. First circuit is called sequential circuit, and second circuit is known as combinational circuit, right? So it includes clock pulses, combinational circuits, sequential circuit, and different kinds of adder, like half adder is there or full adder is there, but in detail we will see later on. Now see, main topic is flip-flop. So there are various types of flip-flop available in our COA, like SR flip-flop, clocked SR flip-flop, D flip-flop, JK flip-flop, JK master and slave flip-flop, and T flip-flop. And at last, this unit is completed using universal gates, right? So in this particular unit, we will cover this much topics. Next is called unit number 2, and the name of unit is digital component. Now see, the digital component unit contains two main topics. One is called integrated circuit, another one is called registers. Integrated circuit contains four different parts like decoder, encoder, multiplexer, demultiplexer. So these four topics are the part of integrated circuit. And next is called register. We will see the block diagram of registers. There are two types of register. Number 1, parallel register. Number 2, shift register. And asynchronous 4-bit binary counter. So these three topics are related within the register. Third chapter is related with the data representation. Data can be represented using multiplication and division of two binary numbers. Floating point and fixed point representation is there, and error detection code parity bit. So these four are the topics which we learn inside data representation unit. Unit number 4 is related with the CPU, that is central processing unit. So we will start with the introduction of CPU, then major components of CPU, general register organization which contains two types, control word and accumulator register. Next main topic is stack organization. Inside stack organization, register stack is there, memory stack is there, police notation and reverse police notation is there. Then arithmetic and logic unit. So we will see the block diagram of ALU. And next is called interrupts. Interrupts means any problem or any exceptions. So this all are the topics which are the part of unit number 4. And the last unit is related with the input output organization. In that we will learn memory buses, block diagram and functions, data bus, address bus, control lines. Next is called input and output buses, concept of input and output interface. We will see IOP, direct memory access, and at last we will conclude with the DMA controller. So these all are the topics which we are going to cover in the unit number 5. So our syllabus is very small comparative with the other syllabus, as it is a theory point only. So our subject is divided into 5 units, and each unit contains the weightage of 20 marks. Let us begin with the first lecture related with the unit number 1, that is digital logical circuit. In this unit we will learn topics related with the block diagram of computer, logic gates, topics related with the Boolean algebra, There are two types of circuit, sequential circuit and combinational circuit. So based on that, we will learn different types of topics, various kinds of flip-flop we will understand, and at last why it is called universal gate. That explanation we will learn and we will conclude this particular unit. So let us start with the first question. Explain block diagram of computer. This particular question may ask in the 5 mark. So this is the block diagram of computer. Any computer is divided into 3 parts. Number 1, input. Number 2, process, and output. Right? Now see, processing is also referred as a storage. Why? Because we require to have some storage space in which we are able to store the data. Similarly, input can be done using input unit. So when you want to add data, when you want to insert something into the computer, at that time you need to have input unit. Similarly, you have output unit, and what is the function of output unit? Whatever the content you have stored inside storage unit. So after processing, there is a role of output unit. It will produce output either on the screen or on the other devices. Now see, we are having CU and ALU. CU means control unit. And what is the full form of ALU? Arithmetic and logical unit. So control unit controls all the functions related with the input and output. Similarly, ALU is responsible for performing arithmetic and logical oriented task. Now see, these different kinds of arrows we have used over here. So what is means over here? Only one way is there. That means whatever the data you have stored inside the input unit, that data is transferred from input unit to the processing unit. That means processing unit will never give data to the input unit. Similarly, whatever the data you have processed, that data will be transferred into the output section. That means output will never give any data to processing unit. So this channel is known as one-way communication. Over here in this processing and storage, both are connected with the two-way arrow lines. That means storage will transfer data for processing, as well as after processing it will transfer data to the storage device. Control unit controls the data which is there inside input unit as well as which is there inside output unit. So remember one thing, that storage and control unit are not directly connected with each other. How it is connected? Through the input unit. It will transfer data into storage, storage will transfer data into output unit, and control unit controls data related with the input as well as output unit. And over here, control unit and ALU are connected with one line. What does that line mean? It means that both are parallel and both are the part of CPU. So this is called the block diagram of computer, right? Input, processing, output, input unit, storage, output unit, control unit means CU, and ALU means arithmetic and logical unit. These both are connected with simple line. Control unit to input unit, control unit to output unit, and over here both the arrows are connected together. That means both can transfer data to each other. Now see, any computer performs basically 5 major operations. Number 1, it accepts data and instruction by way of input. Let me switch to the block diagram. See, over here from the input unit it will give the data. So using input unit, that is the first task of computer, that it accepts data or instruction. Now see, there is a difference between data and information. What is the difference? Data may be in the raw material or that may be in the raw format, but after processing it becomes meaningful. So that meaningful data is known as information, right? So over here it accepts data using input unit. After input it stores the data into the storage media. After storage it will process on your data as required by the user. Say for example, if I want to add two numbers, 2 plus 3, right? So what I need to do, I need to perform addition on the data. So that is called processing of data. So what is the requirement of user in that case? To perform addition. So addition is known as processing of data. Now see, after performing 2 plus 3 you will get 5 as a answer. So whatever the result produce, it is in the form of output. So that is the role of output unit, that whatever the data given by the processing unit, it will display in the form of user understandable language. And last is called, it controls all the operations inside a computer. Controlling means what? See, you need to control the data, otherwise you will not generate proper output. So control operation is performed by the control unit. So at the core, core means main part, right? So at the core of any computer, computer hardware is made of 5 main building blocks as shown in above figure. Let me repeat it once again. See the block diagram of computer. Our block diagram is divided into 5 different units. Number 1, input unit, storage unit, processing unit, output unit, and arithmetic and control unit. So these 5 are the main part of any computer system, or main part is also referred as a core, right? So it performs 5 operations. It will input data from input stream. It stores the data. After storing, it performs processing on data. At last, it produces results and it controls all the operations which is there inside a computer. Now let us begin with the input unit. What is the task of input unit? It receives data and instructions through the input unit. After that, input unit consists of one or more input devices. That means, see, if you work, your system is connected with the keyboard, right? So, and also, so keyboard is input device. Similarly, your system also contain mouse, right? So both is referred as a input device and both can work parallelly. So any input unit may consist of one or more input device because each has assigned some specific task, and based on that role it will work, right? So keyboard and mouse both are considered as an input unit, and your system may contain more than one input device. First is called keyboard, then mouse, then joystick, then scanner. There are list of input devices you can write over here. Next is called functions of input unit. What is the task of input unit? It accepts the data and instructions from outside the world. Outside the world means from the user. user will input data and instructions through the input unit. Now what is the second role? It converts data that the computer can understand. Now what is the second function of input unit? Whatever the data is inputted by the user, that is in the form of user in understandable language, but computer has its own language like binary. So with the help of input unit, it converts that data in which computer can easily understand. Now see, after conversion of that data, it supplies that data into the computer system for further processing. Let me repeat these three steps once again. What is the function of input unit? It accepts the data and instruction from outside the world. What is the term outside the world? From the user, right? Now see, user will input data in the form of user understandable language only. But we people know that computer cannot understand our language. Computer only understands the language of binary. So naturally, it will convert the data which is coming from outside the world, and it converts into the binary format. After converting that data, it will again pass the data to further processing. So these three are the functions which can be performed by the input unit. Next is called output unit. So whatever the topics we have mentioned over here in input unit, you can copy and paste it over here, and you can make the corrections related with the output unit. First is called computer provides information and result of computation to the outside world through the output unit. That means whatever the data is there after the processing, that data is known as result, right? So whatever the result is there, you will show it to the outside the world. Outside world means user, right? So what is the function of output unit? Output unit will transfer that binary data into the human understandable language. Over here also you can work with more than one output devices, right? So second point is what? The output unit consists of one or more output devices, and here are the list of various output devices. You can also list out many more output devices over here. Basic output device is what? Monitor, printer and speaker. These three are the output devices. The functions of output unit is what? It accepts data which is produced by the computer, and this data is naturally in the coded or binary format. Now see, I want to show result to the user. So again, user cannot understand binary language. So what we need to do? We need to convert binary data into the human understandable language. So that is the role of output unit. It converts it into the form that the outside world can understand, or converts into the human readable form. After that, supply the converted result to the outside world. Let me read these 3 points once again. First of all, it accepts the result produced by the computer which is in the form of binary. User cannot understand the language of binary. So using output unit, you can convert that binary data into the human understandable language, and after converting that data, it will supply the result to the user or to the outside world. So these all are the tasks which has been performed by the output unit. The third is called CPU. CPU means the central processing unit, that is the brain of computer, and CPU is divided into two parts. Number one, ALU and CU. So ALU means arithmetic and logical unit, and CU means control unit. So both are jointly known as central processing unit, or you can also write that central processing unit is divided into two parts, that is ALU and CU, and CPU is the brain of computer. Now see, CPU performs processing of on data according to the instructions you have written in the program. So based on your program, CPU will perform processing on the data. Now see, these three are the functions which can be performed by the CPU. Number one, it performs all the calculations like a plus b, 2 plus 3, 2 multiplied by 3. So that is known as calculations. So that calculation can be performed using CPU. Number two, it takes all the decisions. Decisions means what? When, see, addition, 2 plus 3. So over here I need to perform addition, over here I need to perform division. So that decision is taken by the CPU, or that is the function of CPU. And number 3, control unit is responsible for controlling of your computer. So these three are the tasks which has been performed by the CPU. Number 1, it performs calculations, it takes decisions, and it controls all the units of computer, right? So these are the functions related with the CPU. Now CPU is divided into various parts. Number 1, CU. CU means control unit. So from name only you can get the task of CU. It is used to control all the other units related with the computer. We can call it as a central nervous system. Central nervous means mediator is there, right? So if any computer is there, at that time it is a central nervous system of computer which is responsible for the controlling and synchronization of working. Synchronization means merging, right? We are going to synchronize the function of CPU with the CU. So we can call it as a central nervous system of CPU, which is responsible for the controlling of different types of parts of computer. Now see, what is the function of control unit? Control unit instructs input unit where to store the data after receiving it from the user. As I have told you that input unit is responsible to store the data, right? To pass the data and store it after receiving that data. So that guidance is provided by the control unit, that you need to store your data into this particular location. So it gives the instruction to input unit, right, after receiving the data from the user. The second function of control unit is what? It controls the flow of data and instructions which is there from the storage unit to ALU. I would like to refer the block diagram for this particular point, and then again I will come back to that slide. See over here, control unit is connected with the ALU. So it says that the function of control unit is what? It controls the flow of data and instruction from which is there coming from storage unit, and it is there to the ALU. So these both are the tasks or functions related with the control unit. Next is called ALU. Naturally, ALU is related with performing different kinds of calculations. So the function of ALU is to perform arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. It is also called logical unit, right? So naturally it performs all the operations related with the logics, and logic means what? And, or, and, not. Again this we will see in detail when it comes. The last is called comparison and takes decision. Comparison means what? This particular girl, the age of this particular girl is equal to this particular girl or not, right? So that is called comparison. In the rain of previous year is less than the year of current year. So that is called comparison between two variables, right? So that is the task which has been performed by ALU. Let me repeat once again. Arithmetical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, that task can be performed by ALU. Logical operations like AND or AND not, again performed by ALU. And ALU is also responsible for the comparison and taking of decisions like double equals to, not equals to, less than, greater than, less than or equals to, and greater than or equals to. So these all are the tasks which has been performed by the arithmetic and logical unit. Next is called storage unit. Our storage device are divided into two categories. Number one, primary memory or main memory, and second is called secondary memory. So any storage unit of computer is used to hold data and instruction. Hold means store, right? So from name only you can write the points related with the particular topic, that storage unit is the part of computer which holds or which stores the data and instructions that are entered through the input unit, because we know that we can input data through the input unit only. So after inputting that data we need to store it at some location, right? So before processing there is a requirement to store that particular data. So that is the role of storage unit. And there are two types of storage devices, primary or main memory and secondary memory. The functions of storage unit: it receives data and instructions for the processing. That data is coming from input unit. After that it produces intermediate result. After that it produces final result, which is there in the form of human understandable language, and at last it saves the data for later use. So if you want to refer that data in future, or when there is a requirement of older data, that can be retrieved using storage unit. So you can store the data inside storage unit. Let me read out these 4 points once again. Storage unit is responsible to receive the data which is coming from the input unit for the processing. It produces intermediate result, it produces final result, and send it to the output unit, and it saves the data for later use. So in future when there is a requirement of that data, you can take back from the storage unit. So this is the first question related with the block diagram of computer. I would like to quickly revise this topic once again. So I am scrolling my slide. You need to write this point in the book, as we are always returning into the book, so that at the time of exam you can easily understand and you can easily read. The first question is called block diagram of computer, which can be asked in the 5 mark of exam. There are 3 parts basically: input, process and output. The processing is also divided into storage, control unit and ALU. Various types of arrows I have used over here, and each is responsible related with something. Like input transfers data into the processing unit. After processing you will get data on the output. Similarly, control unit and ALU are connected together with the simple line. There is no arrow between control unit and ALU. We have seen the 5 basic operations which can be performed by any computer system. It accepts the data from the input unit, it stores the data in storage unit, it processes the data in the processing unit, it gives the result in the form of output unit, and it controls the operations by control unit. So these 5 are the main parts of any computer hardware. First is called input unit. Input unit receives the data and instruction through input unit. Your computer system may contain more than one input device. These all are the list of input device. Functions of input unit: it accepts the data, it converts into the computer understandable language and supply the converted data for further processing. Output unit provides the information or results of computation to outside the world using output unit. Output unit consists of one or more output device, similarly like input device. And here are the list of basic output device in which you basically working. These all are the functions of output unit. It produces result. It is produced by the computer, but that result is in the form of binary. So we need to convert that data into human understandable language, and after that it shows to the outside world. Outside world is nothing but it is a user. CPU is the brain of computer. CPU may perform ALU or CU. Full form of ALU is arithmetic and logical unit, and full form of CU is control unit. So that both are parts of CPU. CPU generally performs processing on the data according to the instruction you have written inside programs. These 3 are the functions of CPU. It performs calculations, it takes the decisions, and it controls all the units of computer system. CU means control unit. From the name only you can understand that it controls all other units available in the computer. It is a central nervous system. Central means in middle, right? Through which it controls all the unit of computer. Functions of control unit is what? It instructs the input unit that after receiving the data from input unit, it says that you need to store your data in this particular location. So it gives the instructions to the input unit for storing of data, and it controls the flow of data and instruction which is there coming from the storage unit to the ALU. ALU is nothing but it is responsible for performing 3 basic operations: performing arithmetic operations, performing logical operations, and performing comparison operations, and through that it will take the decisions. These operators may be addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and or and not, or double equals to, less than or equals to, greater than or equals to, not equals to, less than or greater than. Storage unit is responsible to hold the data and instructions that can be entered through the input unit and before they are processed. And there are 2 types of storage unit. Number 1, primary memory or main memory. Number 2, secondary memory. Generally, storage unit performs 4 basic operations. Number 1, it receives data and instructions from the input unit. It produces intermediate results, it produces final results, and it saves the data for later use when there is a requirement, right? So this is all about our today's session. In our next session, I will explain question number 2, what is logic gates, explain different types of logic gates, define logic gate, and explain any 2 in detail. So this question I will explain in detail in our next video. I hope the question number 1, that is block diagram of computer, is properly clear. Thank you all.